if the weekend super regional action between Florida and Texas A&M. Florida won the battle of two street fighters, and the Gators deserve to be moving on. The Gators, 55-9, 22-4 SEC, won both the regular season SEC championship and the SEC tournament championship and had to fight throughout both to get it accomplished. This weekend in a sense was indicative of how tough the season was, but with everything in terms of moving on the line, they showed more toughness and grit maybe than all season. Thursday's game, Florida needed a literal walk-off walk to win the game 5-4. On Friday, the Gators lost by the same 5-4 margin after leading for 4 innings and a 2-run home run, flipping the score in the fifth, of which the Gators couldn't muster anything in the end to change the outcome. On Saturday, the prospects looked the same. Florida struck first in the fourth and the fifth inning with a run in each, and although the Aggies were hitting the ball, they weren't crossing the plate. They got within 1 run in the sixth after they loaded the bases with no outs on starter Kelly Barnhill, and then Alicia Ocasio did all she could to get out of the jam, giving up just 1 run. But the Aggies struck big in the top of the seventh, as Ocasio served up a belt-high fastball that team-leading hitter Tori Vidales smashed over the center field wall for a 2 RBI home run and allowed the Aggies to overtake the lead. The goal for Florida in the bottom of the last inning was just to get 1 run across. Amanda Lawrence got on base with a walk to lead off. With 1 out, Kaylee Kavistad added another runner to the bags with a walk. After a second out and 2 strikes and a few foul balls, freshman Jordan Matthews did her best Vidales routine and smacked one just to the left of center field for a 3-run homer and another walk-off win for the Gators. They persevered and stayed tough and focused, and the outcome they wanted was theirs in the end. What emotions, not just that inning, but the whole weekend, catcher Janelle Wheaton said after the game. That's what I mean by you can't get bigger than the moment. You can't get too high, you can't get too low, or the game will get the best of you. The game is going to find a way for who's supposed to win and who's supposed to come up and step up. Today it was Jordan Matthews. You can't say enough of how clutch. That was awesome for a freshman to step up in the moment. That's the last pitch at this stadium. That's a storybook ending, and we're going to Oklahoma City. There's nothing better than that. For this team it was a matter of just clawing back after taking the lead on the scoreboard earlier. They just needed to reassert themselves. Wheaton struck out looking for the first out, and although that didn't sit well, she had to have trust in her teammates that have worked so hard all year, including the off-season, to get to this point. Obviously I was frustrated, she said about getting the out. I wanted to help my team win. Our objective was to score Amanda. Just to get that tying run, and then we could get some momentum. I was frustrated I couldn't help my team win, but that's why we have a lineup. We passed the bat along, and Jordan has been doing that all season long and all series long. So, we have trust in one another, and that's what it's all about. Someone is getting the job done. Everyone knows the process of what we do, get on base and score them. You just have to trust the process. For head coach Tim Walton, Saturday was about the toughness that he talks about, preaches about, and posts on the walls for his players to try and learn from. It is a trademark of his teams, and it was nowhere more apparent than this weekend's grueling Super Regional Series with the Aggies. That toughness thing is on the wall for a reason, Walton said after clinching the 9th Women's College World Series berth in school history, and all under his watch. That's one thing, we've been challenging our players here for 2 years. Toughness, it's not just physical toughness, it's mental toughness. Are you willing to do what it takes to get yourself in a great position? Walton didn't know what to expect on Saturday. He tried to approach the game like it was any other on the schedule, but given the atmosphere that was going to be impossible. Should have realized that his team had the right stuff to make things happen, even under dire straits. We had a conversation at noon today and the conversation was about just trying to make this like every other game, Walton started. But by the time the first inning rolls around, the chants were already going and the crowd. And the team was already dancing. You could feel it wasn't just another game. Walton just this week has learned something about this team that has set them apart. Why the resolve is so high. I found out a week ago that Monday is the day off and the girls have been going in and lifting weights on Monday, he said quizzically. I had no idea they were doing that. Why? Because they wanted to be in better position on Wednesday instead of being tired. I'm just amazed at this team's work ethic. Anything can happen so far away, and with a talented field in the WCWS, getting there is such a big battle, and his ladies have crossed that hurdle in a big way. It shows something about that work ethic they have. If they didn't get themselves to Oklahoma City, you have to challenge the process, he said. I was excited to see whether our strength coach, our trainer, our nutritionist, and our coaches had done a good job of training this team to be tough. To be one of the top 8 teams in the country at the end of the year no matter what, I'm really proud of that. I'm just happy that our process worked out well for us to continue our path. And that path, as it has 8 other times in his tenure at Florida, leads to Oklahoma City. It's tough, but so are they. Florida will take on Georgia in the WCWS, Thursday, May 31st at 7 p.m. The game will be televised live on ESPN2.